Alright guys, welcome to the video. It's me, Andre. I just wanted to talk to you about one of the cool things I've been learning and reading about and talking about with all my friends and how it relates to car sales. The theory is called, philosophy I guess you could say, is called the weakness of strength. And it's something that I find really interesting, and I've talked with a bunch of people about it. I've been so excited about it. I learned about it first just 2 days ago on the School of Life video on YouTube, and it was just awesome. I won't rehash the whole thing. You should go watch the original video, which I'll link below. But it essentially comes down to this philosophy called the weakness of strength, wherein the same things that make you really like a person or admire a person also have a flip side that are negatives. And if you don't realize that those are just two sides of the same coin, then you get into this weird spot where you go like, I really like my friend, but there's these things that drive me crazy about them. And when you think like that, you forget that the things that you like about them, like they're a super hard worker, is also the same thing that on the other side of the coin makes them really busy all the time and hard to hang out with. Or they're really social, but that makes it kind of hard to have quiet time with them because they always just want to be out and about, stuff like that. And anyways, I implore you to go check out the School of Life video. But overall, more than anything, what just kept going through my head was how you can relate this to car sales and sales in general. A lot of times we deal with customers in sales that drive us crazy. There's things that they do, whether or not it's the super shopper that, everything you say they Google to check to see if you're telling the truth, and you feel like you can never build any rapport with them, or the customer that goes and shops you and buys somebody else's car for $5 less, and you go, my service isn't worth $5. There's these things that will happen in car sales, these experiences where you're gonna get driven a little crazy by these customers. And if you just think of those negatives and you concentrate on that, then you're gonna start grouping people into these small little groups, like, oh, those people are horrible and these people are good, and you're missing the forest for the trees because you actually are not seeing the positives side of the things you don't like. So the same customer that comes in and is super great to hang out with and super friendly, and just can talk, and is really, you're just having a great experience with them. It's also the customer that maybe takes forever to make a decision or would rather just talk than actually close a sale, and that might drive you a little crazy. You're like, damn, I'm spending forever with this guy. But you're also not thinking like, oh, I actually had a really good experience spending time with them, and so I'm actually going to build a lot of friendship, and so once they do buy a car, this is the customer that's going to send me more business. Like, oh yeah, that's important. Or on the flip side, the customer that is not social, it's direct to the point, and maybe it just comes off a bit like a dickhead, but then you realize that directness gets you the sale much quicker, and you're much more efficient. You can go on to the next customer, and maybe you didn't get to be best friends with the customer, and maybe you really didn't even like spending the time with them, but they were direct, and you can see the positive side of that. So flipping the coin a little bit when you see a negative trait. Oh, I think a classic one is the super shopper. The customer that comes in and checks every little detail of every little thing and tries to squeeze every dollar out of a deal, that just drives you a little crazy and makes you feel like, do I not have any value? Can you just pay the extra $50 and can we just be done? When you come into that and you face that, you can flip it and say, hey, the same thing that makes this customer negotiate this hard and makes them take forever to close this deal is the same thing that made them successful enough to be able to afford the car that they're buying from you in the first place. That attention to detail, those spreadsheets, those are the things that made them a super successful computer programmer. And frankly, if they weren't like that, they would never have the money to spend with you in the first place. So if you only look at people's negatives and you concentrate on those, you're gonna forget that really there's a pile of gold that's just casting a little bit of a shadow. And I love that image. I was in the video that I watched from the School of Life video, and it was just like kind of like a pile of gold. I don't know if they drew that or they found the picture online or something. And then there's this shadow, and when you concentrate on the shadow, you're just like, oh, this is horrible stuff that they do. It's so annoying. But you're forgetting like there's a whole bunch of value on the flip side of this. And I just think that if we can concentrate on that kind of mentality and really foster that within ourselves, then not only are we going to be better salespeople, but we're also going to be better friends and better family members. So I think that's one thing to keep in mind today is the idea of strengths and weaknesses, and the weakness of strength, I think the philosophy is called. So check out that School of Life video. It really inspired me to think a lot about it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like it, send me a message if you didn't like it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Is there too much glare on my face? I'm really just starting out on this. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.